get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all its beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout, take a look and see a beautiful morning.
Been in here and people are roaring with laughter, so.
It's a dirty show, though.
Well, it's clean dirt.
You have here the best of the best.
Yes.
So we have many celebrities here. The Harley Madison come over here, and the Usher come over here many often, and the Paris Hilton come here.
Boy, I'm dating myself, but it's okay. Nobody else will. Oh.
That's so Vegas.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. If you think about that, I mean, go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. And there's one thing we're focused on here at St. Jude, and that's beating this thing.
Welcome to That's So Vegas. I'm your host, Christine McKellar, and I am here in the fantastic, and I always say fantastic, and I always say fabulous, Las Vegas Arts District in downtown Las Vegas. And speaking of the two F's, fabulous and fantastic, I have here with me none other than Monti Rock III.
Monti Rock III.
Dare I say the Reverend?
I'm a Reverend. I do weddings. I do weddings. I'm doing two this weekend. And that kind of, it's one of the things I do. Everything I try to do, to live in Las Vegas, you have to be very collective. You got to do a lot to survive here.
Right. Yeah.
So I have a PR company. I have a column. Do weddings.
Right.
You know, I got to do everything.
How long have you been surviving in Las Vegas?
17 years.
But
I spent 2 years in New York in a show that my partner and I produced. Like a Saturday Night Fever kept coming back to me. You know, I did it in 1976. And they had an anniversary, and they booked me, and I make some of the money from doing those events, you know, Saturday Night Fever events. You know, so we spent 2 years, but we came back here, and every show I did here was a disaster because no one knew what to do with me.
You were unique, I imagine.
No, it wasn't that. I met David Sachs, then I met a lot of people, and I know who I am. I'm Monti Rock III, and everybody has a different opinion. I'm an actor, a good actor, a singer, a good singer, but that's not. I don't want to do every week. I don't want to be a singer that 4 walls a deal. My ego,
so much of that now.
Please, you and I look at the acts. You look at the acts, you want to shoot them.
Some are good. Some
most of them are bad.
Well, there's a lot of changes going on in Vegas. You know, for viewers who aren't familiar with you, and we do have new viewers all the time, and we're going to be broadcasting up through the Elko areas and up into Reno. You began in New York as a really hot and very popular stylist, a hairstylist.
I was a hairdresser #1 in the world. By the time I was 19 or 20 years old, I was discovered by mistake. I was Diana Reeland ran Harper's Bazaar. I was a rebel with a comb. I was Puerto Rican. I had long hair, and the queens hated me. But I had a unique.
You were gay. I mean, you came.
I was gay before gay was gay.
Okay, good.
Anyway,
somebody had to do it.
No, I did it well. But when at the time that I didn't know I was the Lady Gaga's, but I wore great clothes. But one day a model came in, Pauline Kiernan, and she said to me, "I'm doing the cover of Harper's Bazaar magazine," and she gave me a whiff of that white. And I cut her hair, and I left one side longer, and she did the cover of Harper's Bazaar, and they came 4 months. "You're a genius." I said, "Genius." and they locked me in a room, signed me to a contract, Saks Fifth Avenue, Solomon and Latz. And in those days, I charged $60 a haircut.
And
assistants, a lot. Then I went to Paris, then I went to Europe. I was maybe 22. Fabergé was building me a building in New York City, the Monti Emporium. I wasn't rock yet. And they wanted a 40-year contract. Kenneth Battelle, all the faggots couldn't stand me because I was this Puerto Rican J-Lo.
Hottie.
Yeah, but I was really weird, you know. And
you know, I've seen clips, and there are clips on Facebook on your channel of you with Jayne Mansfield. And that's back when you were
50 years ago.
You were flipping your hair and doing the rock and roll thing.
But imagine before social media, before there were 3 channels, I had a brownstone. The models loved me.
This is all in New York
All
City.
in New York, yeah.
Okay.
And then I went to Paris and met Doreen Lee Parker, and she made me a model, and I spent 2 years in Paris developing my brand. I had a French accent with a Puerto Rican, I mean, I was French, and went to do the collections in Milan.
Oh, beautiful.
Came back to America, and by coming back to America, I had a whole different demeanor. I was
So you were modeling.
You were also
commercials, styling hair. Were you still
styling hair?
Styling hair.
Commercials. I had a brownstone. I had a support. I had a house in the country, and I had 4 lovers and 1 wife and 2 dogs. Anyway, it was very difficult.
A wife? I can see. I don't know how juggling all of that would be.
I juggled it. Okay.
That's why you kept so slim and.
But the amazing thing was that Johnny found me.
Johnny
Carson. Wilhelmina was a model, and she was married to Bruce Cooper, and I did her hair. She only would have me to do her hair. And I did her hair, and I was singing in a club called Scott. I said, I'll do your hair forever. You got to bring Bruce in, who's a talent coordinator to the Tonight Show.
Right.
And I'll do your hair. He came in with Johnny, and I had this long hair, and come on, baby. Anyways, they came backstage. I had my hair in a bun, and I used to be a chain smoker. I said, hey, man, am I much for TV? And he said, does he talk like that? And they booked me.
Oh, even though you talk like that.
Because they didn't talk about singing, and they had the Carl my band was a big black band. And I'd never been on TV, so I was combing my hair, I come back out, and I said, I can't call you John. It has a bad connotation. My first line's on TV. And after 20 minutes, he asked me, Mr. Rock, what about marriage? I said, I haven't found the right, crawled off the stage. So the man's got perfect time. He signed him.
No kidding.
No kidding.
That's amazing.
But then I used to get suspended a lot.
From?
The Tonight Show, because I was late. I didn't want to do the show. I was the only one that would come in there and say, there's a great line when after 8 years, I said, I don't want to quit the show. They gave me a contract. And I didn't want to do the show because before Saturday Night Fever, my career was like television. A few times I married well.
That
for a
helps,
minute. Yeah,
right? For a nanosecond.
Yeah. So then I went through this thing of wanting a hit record. That was the most difficult part of my life. Hair became, the building was great. I bought a brownstone, but I was very unhappy. I got into drugs. I got into Max Jacobson. I became an elegant drug addict, which means that I never worked high, but I would get high after the show, an alcoholic. And then I met my partner, Bruce, who, the movie was 76. He was my bodyguard, him, his family. And I went through a very bad change. I had hit television. I've been in the movies. I had done a Broadway show. I was in love.
Meeting him was a good thing, though, wasn't it?
He was my bodyguard.
Right. He's been your life companion, too, until recently.
And he knew my humor.
Right.
He knew my soul. He knew what I had inside. But he went with it. And there's a great line for 3 years. He used to have a dresser called Charles Ellsworth, a wonderful man. He said, you know, Bruce is in love with you. I said, he can't be. He knows what. No, he's in love with you.
He knows me too well.
He knows me too well. He said, no, he's in love with you. And
I imagine a lot of people were in love with you in the day.
But in those days, it was different. Love was wonderful.
Yes, it was. It was
love was a dinner. Love was a dinner and a trip to Paris, and gay wasn't even gay until Rosie O'Donnell came out of the closet. Anyway, and Ellen DeGeneres. Okay, so I'm saying to you, everyone's gay now. I'm going back in my closet.
Right.
We had no labels then.
You're going to go back in your closet.
Yeah.
I know. I had great friends who were gay back in the day, and it just wasn't a big deal.
Hollywood. In Hollywood, I lived for 9 years.
I lived in Miami with 2 gay roommates in the 70s. It was like a no-brainer.
And remember, I was in Hollywood for a lot of years, and you know, we all hung out.
We're going to have to introduce your little buddy there.
He's having fun with your albuterol. This is my lifesaver.
That's our baby. I love him. He loves me too. I have to take a little break and give a quick shout out to my sponsor, who we love because they keep me on the air. That would be the Red Roof Inn on Paradise, or close to the airport in the Strip. They're also pet friendly, which I love. How could you not love it? Don't go away. I'll be right back with Monti Rock. We are going to talk some rock and roll and about a recent tragedy, loss in your life, and how you're overcoming it. So we'll be right back with That's So Vegas. Well, hey there. Welcome to That's So Vegas. This is our new studio in the famous Las Vegas Arts District, downtown Las Vegas. We're here to rock your world. was going to ask you how it felt to be breaking good here at the Bellagio for the National
I saw
Center.
what you did.
Your last CD was My Secret Life. I wanted to ask you what your secrets were. A high five to CR Realty Services, who opened the door for That's So Vegas here in the famous Las Vegas Arts District. Tune in and turn on with us in downtown Las Vegas. This is where the action is, and That's So Vegas. Welcome back to That's So Vegas. I'm Christine McKellar, your host here in the fabulous Las Vegas Arts District. Every time I say that, I get this little head thing going on.
I love it.
I do too. It just seems to spring from somewhere. And speaking of springing from somewhere, in our first segment, we were just telling viewers a little bit about your wonderful, fun background and how you helped invent, I guess, the 70s. Also, then you met your
I consider myself Lady Gaga's mother. Bette Midler is still part of my act.
Right.
But I didn't know. I really did everything off the cuff. My life began on Fire Island. I had a house there, and
is that where you met Bruce, your partner?
No. So that's how I met. So I was there was a woman that my dogs, I had Yorkshire Terriers that were barking at 5 in the morning, and I had a caftan, my long hair. I was going out with a big famous designer, and I was screaming at this person, and it ended up being Trudy Heller. She gave me a joint, and I became a singer. So
is that all it took?
Singer, okay. But I had a car with my name on it. It was extraordinary. But the moment I learned a lesson. I hired a top press agent. I had money then. I spent more money on opening night with every star.
Right.
Made Trudy a star. And then I decided, why am I making you a star? I'm paying for this. And I went to Basin Street East. And along the line, I met Bob Crew, and I became the jet set. I became, I gave the best parties. And for a while, I had the best lovers, because to me, you're a lover for a week. Dinner and a house. Anyway.
Kind of a Zsa Zsa Gabor thing going on there.
I love
God bless her.
But I think when Bruce came in my life, it was the first person who ever knew me inside. The power of friendship, the power of just liking me. And loving me was for him. He told me once, "You're going to learn to love me." I said, "I'm never going to love you." And we traveled, and we had such fun together at the beginning. And when my career was waning, I didn't want to be a nightclub. I'm one of the best acts around, but I don't want to do it and waste my time and have to sell the tickets and brokers. What is that about?
It's a whole new animal.
No, it's
you
awful.
need a specialist.
First of all, I sing better than most singers in Vegas. I'm a better act. Just showing up, I'm doing you a favor.
Act and attitude. It's all good.
It's an attitude. It has to be an attitude.
Right. Well, too, but you have gone through a bit of a hard time because, like you said with Bruce, he was your everything.
Manager, parent,
right,
partner,
lover, friend.
He had the one gift
bodyguard.
One gift he gave me. One gift he gave me is unconditional love. We broke up twice in our lives. Broke up twice. What do you want?
He didn't like that you broke up twice. I heard that.
But I think the spirit of Bruce is in my baby.
Oh, it must be, I can see. And you've had this little one for how long?
5 months.
5 months now.
Yeah.
And you lost Bruce, it wasn't that long ago. I'm sorry.
7 months ago.
My condolences again.
But the thing about letting go, I don't want to let go. I have a spirit in the house. I'm Puerto Rican. I believe in the spirit of Bruce being with me. He's with me now. And I also believe that this little munchkin has given me unconditional love and something that I have to get up in the morning and change his food and his disposition, his love for me. He's
adorable.
He is.
But you've had dogs your whole life.
No, I had Yorkies.
Yorkies.
And then I had a German. It was robbed, and I had to pay ransom for him. And then I had another toy poodle, and Ava Gabor, after 8 years, wanted. It was a long story, but
okay. Well, back to Bruce.
So
because
then
we're in our second segment.
So what Bruce did, actually, he managed me. We did an act, a crazy act. We worked Aruba. We worked all over the world. And at one point, I couldn't do it anymore. I had a club in Florida. I worked weekends, even 1,000 a night. Couldn't do it anymore. Just couldn't do it anymore.
You had burnout. Tired of it. Needed something
burnt
new.
out. And then I did Rent a Star, a business with Bruce. I rent me out for $150. Then I did $300. I come to your house and I'd show up, and that was okay. Coming to Vegas was an experience of, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, I've heard that ever since I moved here in 1980. Right.
And then you have the little world. There's a world that's not like us. There's a world that's out there eating our profits. Anyway.
But now that you don't have your mentor and your manager and your friend, and I know that you were mourning there for a while, stricken with grief, and you still are, and we're so happy you're here for him, for your dad.
Movie star, sit.
What are your plans now? You're coming out of that grief, that tunnel.
Okay, the first thing is to get to the media. I have a little PR company. I have 2 little clients. I just lost a big one. Gaming Today. A column called Meals with Monty with Michael Politz. I believe that the only way to go is social media.
Of course.
So before Bruce died,
look what it did for the election.
Yeah.
Think about it. I mean,
but we had this whole thing covered. We had a company. We had everything going for us. And somebody ripped us off. My mailing list is horrible. Him and the wife. And then I met another producer who ripped me off. Went on tour. So I took time to refuel. I took time. Last 4 weeks I've been going out a little bit. And when I go out there, you laugh. You can tell that I look at what are we doing here?
I always see you. It's always a joy to see you. And I saw the 2 of you.
First time, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see you.
Tress said I have to bring him out to make him more social.
Oh, he is. That you are the most social. You're just adorable.
He is, and he knows he's gorgeous, right?
Yes, he does. He sure does.
But I think Bruce gave me something that no gay man. We had no gay friends.
Seriously, that's interesting.
Yeah, that was a rule. We let somebody in, almost broke us up.
Okay. So you had a reason for that.
Yeah, it was a reason that people
survival. Right.
No, people get jealous of unique relationships. We weren't.
I think that's hetero and
people get jealous and they become envious that you have a relationship with somebody. And our life was about dinner, and once a year he allowed me to give these birthday parties. I'm very good giving these. And I'm going to give a memorial service.
Right.
I'm going to give a memorial service, my birthday, May 29th, which I'll be 78. And I'm going to give a doggy shower.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Isn't that great?
I have a friend who can help you with that.
Please.
Yeah, absolutely. She fosters animals, and
so
she's really good.
So I think the key to life is to have something unconditional. And the person who gave me this animal is one of the most special people in the world.
Was it not Bruce? It was
no, this was given to me. This is a long story. Everybody in Vegas wanted to find a dog, and I wanted a white Pomeranian. And every star wanted, and they were going to go to the pound. I said, no, I don't want to rescue anybody, darling.
No, you know what you want, and that's what you're going to get.
So this wonderful lady in the family found him, and he's a full breed with papers.
He's adorable. You know, we could do a show just on you, but we got to focus on your dad now.
But the key to Bruce also was that he did something that nobody ever did for me. When he was going, he prepared me. See, the 7 weeks
right. He was in hospice. Yeah.
No, he wasn't in hospice.
He wasn't. Oh, he stayed home.
Stayed home. Then we went to it went down here, but he wanted me to let him go. But he had me shopping with a phone. I'd never shopped before.
He taught you how to.
Sincerely. He said, go to Albertsons. We're Albertsons, but you go down to Rainbow, true story.
Right.
And he taught me how to shop. I learned how...
He wanted to leave you with the right tools.
And he told me I would find out who is there for his friends.
Of course. It's like a divorce.
None of his friends cared for me. Or the most I took care Never.
Yeah, it is like a divorce. We have to take a break real quick. Time flies, especially when I have two handsome men in my studio. We'll be right back. Don't forget to Bread with Finn on Paradise, my sponsor, and we'll be right back with a little bit more Monti Rock and this little fun fellow here. See you in a moment.
Good, isn't he?
Come here, baby. Come here.
Go ahead.
Come here, sweetheart.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all, not one bill. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Here we are in the fabulous Las Vegas Arts District downtown. That's So Vegas. I'm your host, Christine McKellar, with Monti Rock III, and your little buddy here, who we just adore, and he's being such a good boy. We've got a couple minutes left, and again, we have touched in the previous segments a little bit about your background coming from the fabulous 70s in New York and all the sex, drugs, and rock and roll and the glamour and all the good things back then. And then your partner of 42 years who recently passed, and that's been a very, it's like cutting a part of your heart out. But you feel like you still have him,
I have him, sure.
Presence here with you, and
this is a
puppy, and
something beautiful like this changes your life.
Yes, of course. That face is
you
so
become
cute.
Responsible,
and he knows he's cute. Look,
and the way he's really.
He just loves everybody. He's loving life because he's got a good life. So now that you're back, you're coming out of your grief, which is
social media.
Social media.
Social media only.
Only, yes, because you have done
social
the
media.
whole.
I did it. Yeah, I had millions before Bruce died. But the people were taking advantage of us. The Facebook thing. I couldn't. I don't want people from my past to. No, I don't want.
There's
Facebook.
good, there's bad, there's the ugly.
No, I don't. If it's 20 years I haven't seen you, goodbye.
Yeah.
Please, I don't want to hear that. How good I was in bed.
So,
okay.
what are you coming back with? Your humor, your.
No, I have a movie.
The
Monti Rock III. Okay, then I have a book that's finished with the Huntington Press, and I really just want to work special events in corporate only.
Great.
Corporate.
Right.
And the agents here are the worst.
Okay.
They're the worst. They eat more than they deserve. But I social media, Meals with Monty, a gossip column, gave me 15 years every week.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, and learning how to deal with one day they like you, hear the press, and one day they don't.
Right.
One day you're on the list, one day you're not.
Right. One day you're viral, one day you're just a nobody, right? So.
No, I get in their face. I say, I get in their face.
So you tell the truth.
I just get in their face.
Yeah,
I tell them who are
How
you?
can viewers get a hold of you?
Okay, MontiRock.com.
Okay, MontiRock.com.
And they can Google me. We have a Google.
Delightful. You have some video clips that are fantastic. I love the one of you with Jayne Mansfield.
That's 50 years ago.
And but it's fun. She gets out on the dance floor.
And she took me to Hollywood.
Were those her children?
That's Margaret Hoggaday. That's her daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Who's a big TV star.
Right, yeah.
And she took me to Hollywood. I met Bobby Darin, taught me how to do press. Let me stay in her house. And she taught me more about media than anybody else in the world, and she adored me.
I love the fact that you're grasping how media has changed, and gosh, we could do a whole segment on that, and we're running out of time.
But media is
social media.
I'm a media whore.
Okay.
So that's a whole other thing.
All right. Well, Monti, I want to thank you for coming on the show. We're going to scroll some information at the bottom of the screen so people can contact you.
Please.
And we'll talk more in the future.
Thank you.
On that note, I'm so glad you could come down here to.
Thank you.
That's So Vegas
Say
in the Las
goodbye,
Vegas
Zozo.
Arts District. Say bye-bye, Zozo. We'll see you next week. I'm Christine McKellar with some of your latest Las Vegas entertainment updates for this week. Antonia Bennett, daughter of the iconic crooner Tony Bennett, will make her debut at the Smith Center on Friday, May 19th at 7 and 9 p.m. She'll be in the George Bugatti's Piano Bar, which is in Cabaret Jazz. Tickets start at $39. Bennett's going to perform some of her great selections from her latest release, Embrace Me, which is dedicated to the Great American Songbook. Don't miss Jason Tenor's tribute show, Purple Rain, at the Westgate. Jason has been doing his show here in Las Vegas as a tribute to Prince, who unfortunately passed away last year. He's been performing, I want to say, almost 20 years or more, starting at the old Boardwalk, which used to be downtown on the Strip. Performances are Wednesday through Saturday at 9 p.m. and tickets start at $49.47. Now that the heat's coming on here in Las Vegas, a lot of pool events and parties are starting to happen in a lot of the resorts and casinos. The Golden Nugget, for one, is hosting a return of its popular Spring Wine Fest, which is Saturday and Sunday, May 12th and 13th. They're going to transform the resort into a sommelier's paradise. They'll have a lavish pool reception, intimate seminars, and a grand tasting evening event that features a bounty of the finest wines from Napa and Sonoma Valleys. We even have our little vineyards here outside of Las Vegas, out in Pahrump, but you'll hear more about that later. Grammy Award-winning hip-hop artist and star Common will be performing at the Joint at the Hard Rock on Saturday, June 10th at 8 p.m. Tickets start at just under $40. Common is not just only a hip rapper, he's also one of Hollywood's leading and most sought-after men in certain roles there in Hollywood land. One really cool thing about Common is that he rose to prominence doing all the hip-hop recordings, but he also has his own philanthropic effort, which is called the Common Ground Foundation. His mission is to empower and develop disadvantaged youth in urban communities by mentoring them in 3 areas: character development, creative expression, and healthy living. For families and for children, there's always a soft spot in our hearts here for the children of Las Vegas. The Springs Preserve will host its annual Dia del Niño, Children's Day, which is a family-friendly event, and that's on Saturday, April 29th from noon to 5 p.m. This day is celebrated worldwide at various times of the year, especially in countries like Mexico. It's a day all about the little ones and the kiddies. So it'll be a fun thing for the kids and for parents and adults. Festivities will include an art exhibit by internationally renowned Latino artists, art and music workshops, cooking demonstrations, live music, entertainment, 2 stages of entertainment, a petting zoo, face painting, magicians, traditional food, hands-on arts and crafts, and a lot more. It should be a really fun-filled day for the whole family. Admission is just $6 for adults and children ages 3 to 12, and it's free for kiddies 2 and under. Oh, and another really nice event in honor of a very dear and departed friend. The 38th annual San Gennaro Feast will be held May 10th through 14th at Craig Ranch Park. This festival is being dedicated to the memory of Tony John Saka, who passed away on January 30th. Tony was always the host every year in the main act at San Gennaro. He died suddenly and unexpectedly in January, and all of Las Vegas misses him. So we have one other really cool item, and this again is for families as well as, couples. The Great American Foodie Fest returning to Sunset Station April 27th. That's this weekend, the 27th through the 30th. It's been ranked as a top 10 food festivals, one of them, top 10 in America by the Telegraph Travel, and top 15 food festivals in the United States by cardsbowl.com. So this 4-day event's a culmination of the best specialty food vendors and the gourmet food trucks from all over the country will be attending. So it's been featured on Food Network, the Cooking Channel, and Travel Channel. So they're going to feature like a beer garden, live entertainment, carnival rides for the kids, games, eating competitions, arts, crafts, vendors, retail vendors, and a lot more. So Downtown Grand starting a new, like I was saying, we're going to have all these pool summer events here, and the Downtown Grand is starting a new free Citrus Summer Series on their rooftop pool deck. That's going to start Thursday, May 4th at 7 p.m. When the sun goes down, parties light up. So there'll be outdoor live concerts, DJs, yard games, food and drink specials, and radio remotes. Thursday nights will be Old School by the Pool Nights, presented by the KOAS Old School 105.7. That's it for just this week. There's always so much more going on in Las Vegas. Please go to www.vegasonlyentertainment.com under Vegas VIPs for more times and places and specifics on all of these events and so much more. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll have more updates for you in the latest next week.
1, 2, 3, 4, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it.